This show, you want to know the score for it? F. Talk to you later. Hey, no, I'm not gonna actually do that. No, that'd be such a cheap review. Hey everyone, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we are looking at the final episode of Taboo Tattoo, including the whole series. So episode 12 review and whole series. You know what? Actually, skip episode 12 review. You want to know what happens in that? Giant mech type creature fight. Nothing gets occurred. Nothing gets solved. That's it. End of the whole review for episode 12 because that's literally what I watched. Whole series review. Let's talk about this. And yeah, this is gonna be a rant. I'm sorry. I'm telling you guys and girls right now. I have it in probably somewhere in the title somewhere saying rant. Taboo Tattoo has to be the worst show I've seen this season out of all the shows I've seen. There probably, don't get me wrong, guys and girls. I know there probably are worse shows out there. There are probably shows that people dislike on there. There's probably shows that people tell me that are 10 times worse than this. I get that. I understand that. I'm just saying personally, out of the shows I've seen this season, this is the worst. Animation and you know, the soundtrack, those are not too much of an issue. Animation-wise, the show has some nice animation. You know, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but it looks very good. You know, pleasant on the eyes. Soundtrack and just voice acting, very stellar. I think all the characters fit their roles very well, and I think the OST is very, you know, solid for the most part. It does what it needs to do in kind of getting you a little pumped up for the thing. I like the opening for the show. I'm not too much of a fan of the closing, but, you know, OST is not that bad. Everything else. I don't care if you want. You know, I had some people say, I'm not going to name the people say, but if they see my review of this, they know who they are. I've had some people say, I'm watching it just solely for the fights. Okay, fine. If you're watching this solely for the fights, what are you getting out of the show? The fights are very fast. They're very over within like less than a couple minutes. When they pop up, they're random. They have some of the weirdest comedy thrown into them. You know, one of the comments from the last episode, and I quote this, by the way, folks, is, "Don't worry, if you have an issue with me, you can lick my a-hole in hell, in the afterlife." That's what he said. I'm quoting that. That is one of the last lines of this show. And then he follows it up with, "I'm a clown," because his explosive didn't work apparently that he was supposed to use. And so he keeps calling himself, "I'm a clown. Oh, I'm a clown. Oh, such a clown." I just, no. What did I watch? What did I just waste 23 minutes of my life watching? This show has been a non-stop mediocrity parade on my soul. Every episode kind of doing just worse and worse damage to itself. Episode 8 being the only time I felt that the show could go up and rise back to something that was at least watchable. And then immediately after that, the next two episodes for that fell right back down to mediocrity and just went, what the hell am I, why? I will tell you guys and girls right now, do not waste your time watching Taboo Tattoo. It is a crappy show. I am sorry to the people who make it. I understand that. As I always said, and I said this, you know what's funny? I was talking to someone about this also, that I said in one of my early reviews, I hate giving shows an F. It was one of my first reviews on YouTube. I even claimed myself saying that I wouldn't give a show an F. Since then, of course, I have given shows Fs, and I've done it a few times before already. But the thing is, I don't like doing that. I really don't, because I feel that some shows have something about them that keeps them from failing completely. Taboo Tattoo has one thing about it, the animation and the fights, but that is not enough to save this show. I did not care to watch the fights. I didn't care who won the fights. You knew who was going to win the fights. The only time, like I said, episode 8 had some simplicity of it where you understood who was going to die, but at the same time it was shocking to see it because it was like, oh, I'm surprised the show did this because of characters with plot armor. I didn't think it would go down this way. You know, this is what I thought was going to happen in the show. And then all of a sudden it just kind of just goes, you know, and by the way, if you heard that noise, that was me hitting my hand. You know, this show just punches you in the face and goes, you know what? Screw your logic. Screw how you like the show. It was a garbage show. Honestly, if I had to review it, you know, I said in the beginning of this thing and as a joke, and I appreciate it if anyone kept watching it after that. But as a joke, I said it. But if I had to review it through A through F score, solid F. This show sucks. I'm being honest with you. It's a terrible, terrible show. Anyways, guys and girls, I hope to bring you a good review today because I have to review something else that I'm planning to review. Check that out in a little while. It'll probably come up in a couple hours, maybe 2 hours or something like that. Anyways, I will talk to you later. Have a great day. As always, until our paths crossing in the next review, if you like my channel, please press the subscribe button, share the video, like the video. You know the whole nine. Bye-bye, everyone.